Hey guys, what's going on? Tyrauku here, and I am interrupting my dragon runs to bring you guys this video. So hopefully you found it valuable and maybe you learn a thing or two from it. So today is the 2x chance to get speed gear from the dragon. I've been doing this all day. I've got a decent amount of speed gear that I'm going to be rolling up on stream tonight, which will be in a few hours. And if you're interested in stopping by, twitch.tv/Tyrauku. I'll leave a link down below. I'll start streaming about 11 p.m. Eastern time, which will be a few hours after daily reset. Now, the speed gear, definitely worth doing, okay? Definitely, if you have the energy to spend, do it. I wouldn't necessarily spend a ton of extra money depending on what your goals are in the game, but we do have an offer that came up in the store, speaking of spending money, and I kind of want to talk about it. So as far as the energy goes, maybe it's a decent deal. I don't know. I didn't even calculate it whether or not it's a decent deal, but besides that, the multi-battles are a hot topic. The multi-battles, in my opinion, are targeted, and I believe they're mostly targeted towards specifically mobile users. Now, you may be thinking, well, mobile users can download auto-clicking apps. That's true on Android. But as far as I know, unless you jailbreak your iPhone, iPhone users can't actually do any auto-clicking. So if you bought a ton of energy without any multi-battles, I mean, you can go through your 100 multi-battles from the raid pass, but that's only a select amount of energy, right? So you're going to need more multi-battles. So I don't really know of a different way they could have implemented this other than just allowing us to do unlimited multi-battles, which may not even be a bad idea because they get more time spent in the game. They get more money spent. I don't really know why multi-battles are capped, especially considering most people do auto-click from the PC, but I don't see this deal as being bad, in my opinion, with these multi-battles. Let me know what you guys think. And I also don't think that Plarium is going to get rid of auto-clicking. Maybe they do, but I think auto-clicking and leaving your PC on overnight is a big money maker for Plarium. I mean, they're getting energy spent, they're getting time added. Player retention and money in their pockets are two things that Plarium absolutely loves, and destroying auto-clickers would ruin all that. So I know some people I've seen talking about how that may be the end days of auto-clickers, but I don't necessarily think so, which, I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not, who knows. But today, I hope to save you guys from making a mistake that I got a feeling some people would possibly make. So when you're farming dragon, this is today and any other day, okay? Obviously, everybody knows, or most people know, accuracy, speed, and lifesteal, those are all good sets, okay? Those are all arguably the best sets from dragon, right? Lifesteal, early game, against the clan boss, even in dungeons, everywhere, it's amazing, okay? Speed, everybody loves speed. We're all addicted to speed. We need more and more speed. Accuracy, a little less valuable because of the perception gear, but another set that, if you get some good rolls, it's a very, very good set to keep. I'm not going to be talking about these three. I assume you got an idea of what to keep, and you're not just instant selling it all. Now, the pieces I do want to talk about are Destroy, Toxic, Frost, Daze, Avenging, and Stalwart. So all of these pieces are ones that I'm worried about people going in and just instant selling, right? I mean, those pieces are not typically super popular, to be honest. And a lot of people just ignore them and they just instantly sell them. So first off, let's go in here and talk about the daze set. So the daze set is a set that is typically overlooked. I mean, 25% chance to play sleep. Sleep is not a great AoE ability, but it does have its benefits because one, if you have a bunch of single target champions and you have one champion who can do AoE, or you do apply AoE and you do get the sleep to activate, that's pretty good. I mean, you don't have to wake people up. You can pick and choose who you wake up. So sleep is not a dead debuff. There's better, but it also has a pretty high chance of placing. And this mastery right here has a 60% chance of placing leech for one turn when placing stun, sleep, fear, true fear, or freeze. So whenever your champion places any of these abilities, it doesn't matter if they fall off instantly, then you get that leech placed, which leech, if you're going through faction wars, if you're going through dungeons, anything like that, leech is incredible. Now this works with the frost set as well. And if you pair that with Master Hexer, I do believe that gets extended to 2 turns. But either way, it's a super good ability, works very well with the day set, and you can even use the day set for your arena nuker, maybe like a Foley. I think I did a video with it on, not necessarily Foley. Foley does work, that's who I was talking about, but look, Ghostborn. Yeah, I went blank on his name for a second. But he works pretty good in the day set because he attacks everybody, doesn't really need accuracy, and can apply the sleep. Now, I have him in a stun set, which I think is better, but definitely don't instant sell these, okay? So look at these pieces, maybe try to keep accuracy for your champions who do need accuracy. The set itself doesn't need accuracy. Crit rate, crit damage, really, this is pretty broad what you can keep. I wouldn't necessarily keep low star pieces, but what I would keep is 6-star, even 5-star epics and legendaries, 6 stars, epic, legendaries, maybe rares. I would keep weapons, helmets, and shields, and then a pair of speed boots if you can get them. With these sets, always, always, always try to at least have one complete set. Because if you decide one day that you have any of these, this is gonna go for all these sets I'm about to talk about, but if you decide one day, hey, I wanna try the daze set of gear, somebody made a video, you see something you like, then you go into your artifact inventory and you don't have any daze gear, you're gonna be upset, okay? So definitely try to keep at least a set, or maybe even a little bit more. If you have weapon, helmet, and shield, those are all basic main stats, okay? So you're getting the same thing always. So all you have here is just decent substats, which is pretty easy. Now, obviously, you can keep some of these different pieces right here, but this is gonna be a little more situational. These, you can fit them in wherever, and speed boots, they're gonna be universally usable, right? You're always gonna be able to use speed boots. So that's a day set. Decent set possible. Don't instant sell it. Take a look at it, okay? Now the frost set. I've actually had some really good rolls from this set, and obviously, like I mentioned in a video before, look at your pieces of gear before you sell it. Try to roll it, because it could roll really well. You could get a quad roll. Let's go ahead and try this one while I'm talking in this video. Let's see if we get an easy quad roll speed. Please, player him. I would love that. But with the frost set, what I typically like to do is I typically like to keep it on champions who are going to be a little more tanky. Champions like Umbral Enchantress, who does a provoke. Champions who, well, do provokes, anything like that. Anything where, hey, I know this champion's either going to be attacked because I provoke the enemy, or they're weak affinity, so they're going to be attacked. That allows you to keep consistent crowd control on the enemies. And if you have that leech mastery as well, then you're going to be applying leech to the enemies. So it's a very good set. The reason why I like to keep it more on the tanky side of things is because in order for this set to activate, you have to be attacked. So I don't want the person who's being attacked to be pretty squishy. If they're squishy, then they're not going to survive, and the freeze is going to be basically useless. Now, the slowness of this upgrading system is pretty annoying, to be honest. We're not even going to be able to see this triple roll speed that's about to happen. So I gotta keep sitting here. I gotta let this finish. But speaking of the frost set, the frost set's not a bad set. Okay, that's pretty garbage now. Not the set, but these rolls are pretty bad. So when you're going through here, keep that in mind. The frost set's definitely useful. Now, talking about the next one that is from the dragon, the destroy set. The destroy set is probably one of the least useful until the Scarab King came out. So when the Scarab King arrived, that gave some more use to the destroy set. Now, same thing with all these sets. If you have good substats, don't sell it. I mean, you can use broken sets. It's no problem at all. The destroy set, though, take a look at Vergus. Vergus is a champion who's made the destroy set amazing, okay? He can solo the Scarab King. He is the Scarab King Slayer, all right? I don't use anybody else. I mean, I use some people to clear the waves, but once I get to the Scarab King, it's just him soloing it. So keep your destroy gear, keep Vergus in mind. In this case specifically, you want it to be kind of tanky, high resist, pretty fast, but you can use destroy gear on somebody who hits really hard. Like I had it on my Gala before, and she did very well. She would take the shield down from the Scarab very quickly and let us do more damage, so it worked out perfectly. The destroy gear, definitely a set worth looking at and keeping in mind. Same thing as always, guys. Weapon, helmet, shield, speed boots. Keep some chest plates and gloves if you can, if it makes sense. But I've been in people's accounts where they need help on the Scarab King, and I'm like, oh, you got Vergus. Perfect. Well, let's go put some destroy gear on him. Doesn't even have to be great. I go to the destroy gear, and it's gone. They see this set, and they're like, oh, it's not very good, so let's go ahead and sell it. I mean, okay, I'm bad with silver, okay? I always have low silver, and you guys probably know that. But 163,000 silver from selling 4 pieces of gear, which very well could make the difference between you moving along in content or getting stuck, I don't think it's worth it, all right? And that's coming from somebody who's broke all the time. Granted, right now I'm rolling pretty heavy with 18 million, but besides that, typically pretty bad off on silver, 9 times out of 10. The next set, though, I want to talk about is the Toxic set. So the Toxic set is another set of gear where you want to keep at least the top row and then a pair of speed boots, okay? Those will work most of the time, all right? Now, with these sets, a lot of times, if you want to hit champions with like crit rate, get them capped and all that kind of stuff, you have to have good pieces, right? Of course. But if you just need to throw it on a champion, because this set, you can throw it on a champion who's not doing a whole lot, because this set is specifically good for clan boss. But I mean, you can use it in things like dragons. If you don't have a poisoner, for whatever reason, you got rid of all your poisoners, you could use this. Definitely the heaviest use for this, though, is in the clan boss and faction wars. The clan boss and faction wars are two areas, because there's some factions that don't have good boss damage. They don't have very good poisoners, and you really need a poisoner to do this. Well, just use the poison set and you ain't got to worry about it no more. Granted, this is the weak version of poison, but you don't need any accuracy to place it. So when you're keeping these pieces, maybe be a little more lenient on what you keep and what you sell, because like I said, the top row, you want to have that, but you want to make sure you have at least 4 pieces at all times, because once again, if you go in here, you don't have the pieces you need, then you're going to be out of luck, right? Now this piece right here, it's got some resistance, it's got some accuracy. This may not be the best piece ever, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll need this. But if nothing else, I could throw this on a champion who doesn't really need crazy stats, and this would work on them, okay? So always keep that in mind. You got plenty of inventory space. Worst case scenario, just throw it on a champion and let it stay there, okay? I mean, especially if it's a 6-star legendary, you can be a little bit more relaxed on what you keep. Now, this is obviously more for like mid-game to kind of late. Obviously, if you're way late in the game, you're probably only keeping 6-star legendaries. I'm not quite there yet, but keep in mind, just be careful with when you sell the toxic gear. Now, the next 2 sets are Avenging and Stalwart. Now, some of you may have seen my Avenging gear videos. My girl Skullcrown is wearing my Avenging gear. This is a set of gear where, one, you want to make sure you keep it at least for an attack champion, okay? So if you're getting crit rate, if you're getting crit damage, attack percent, all that kind of stuff, keep those pieces, please, because it happened to me. I went to look for them, I didn't have them, and I felt terrible because I knew this was going to be such a fun build, so at least keep those. But you definitely want to keep some defensive ones as well, because you have some champions like Solus, maybe, who could possibly be decent with a defensive-based Avenging set, but you never know. There may be a champion who hits really hard with an AoE, ability 1, who you want to try an Avenging set on. I mean, this is a good set. It's a fun set. Definitely keep an Arena Nuker Skullcrown build in mind, because if you don't have her right now, when you pull her, you're going to want to try this out. I promise you. And her chestplate is a resistance chestplate. If you get a resistance chestplate, don't get rid of it necessarily, because you can find a use on it with this build specifically. I mean, this build is my Arena Skullcrown build. Just a fun build. I enjoy it. It's kind of funny to watch Lyssandra's keep reducing her turn meter. Yeah, it's a good time. Now, the resistance is there so that they don't strip her unkillable, or at least not as easily, so keep that in mind. But the next set is the Stalwart set. Now, this one is a little bit more popular. I think a few more people probably know, hey, this is a good set. I specifically have it on my Ursuga. I may be changing that, but either way, this set is definitely worth keeping. Now, with this set, a lot of times what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put it on champions who are expected to be taking quite a bit of AoE damage. Arena champions, it's really good on. Clan boss champions, it's really good on. Defensive champions, very good on. But it's also very good on offensive attack type champions, specifically Candrafon. Candrafon's a champion who's very popular to wear this set of gear. You throw in your Arena defense, he's in Stalwart gear. He doesn't take as much damage from those heavy hitting AoE damage dealers whenever they attack you in the arena, and the Stalwart will reduce that, and then he comes back and hits pretty daggone hard. Keep that in mind. The Stalwart gear, don't instant sell it. Same thing. Keep your top row. Keep a pair of boots. You should be pretty good. With this set, though, keep a little bit more. If it gets like double HP, double defense, double attack, it really, most of my pieces of gear, if they're 6-star and they get double percentage, double accuracy, double speed, I'll probably keep them. More than likely, I'll be keeping those pieces. So you'll notice double rolls, I keep them all day long, okay? I mean, double rolls, you can always find them to fit in somewhere. I even have this piece. This is probably never going to come in use, but it has double accuracy. Maybe one day I'll use it. I have 811 out of 1,000 spots, so there's no real reason to shorten your artifacts storage that much, right? So let's go ahead and look at Dragon, see what all I've checked out. Now, before I finish up this video, the most important thing, do not sell all of your flat stats, okay? Now, I'm not talking about speed gear that has a flat stat and it has a speed substat, okay? Everybody should know that. So if you have a speed substat That's good. Obviously, even if it's a flat stat, keep it because you can put it on your speed booster. But what I'm saying, and unfortunately, I've seen this happen on stream before. I didn't think I'd ever have to do this, but there was somebody I got into their account and maybe they misunderstood, but they had no weapons, they had no helmets, and they had no shields because weapons, helmets, and shields all have flat main stats. So, one thing is for sure, if you're trying to build a champion and you have no weapons, helmets, or shields, you're going to have a much harder time building that champion than if you didn't sell all of your flat stats. Now, the bottom row pieces of gear, which are the gloves, chest plates, I'd say boots, but don't sell flat stat speed, okay? It is technically a flat stat, I understand that, but don't sell it. Flat stat like flat HP, flat attack, and flat defense. Why do I have these on these bottom pieces? Yeah, you can sell these, okay? I don't know why I had these. I'm not really doing this for a showcase. I think it's because I'm farming dragon, so I just happen to have some of them. That's what I'm going to go with. But with that said, guys, thank you all very much for watching this video. Don't forget to click one of the videos about to pop up on the screen. I'll probably put the Avenging Skull Crown one and then another one you'll probably like. So don't sell all your stuff from Dragon instantly. Be mindful about your gear. Good luck farming, and I'll catch you in the next video.